Well, greetings, hello, and welcome on back. Episode number 9 coming your way. Imperial Jedi. Pleasure to make your acquaintance. I'm sure this is a familiar voice by now, but just in case. What's up? What's happening? So this is hopefully not going to be one of those extremely long-winded intros, but I feel like I'm procrastinating because there's just so much to do this episode. I feel like this is the episode where we finally break ground on our industrial district. We've been talking about this one for a few episodes now. I think we have the master plan at least on paper in our heads. So what we need to do is basically get rid of all the industry that's downtown, so we can replace the downtown with downtown assets and downtown vibes. And in order to accomplish this, we need to build a new highway to help with industrial truck traffic coming in. And we want to have that end kind of like down here. We're going to be focusing on the left side of this peninsula for some harbor and like freight and all that stuff. So that means we got to bring some wide roads in, frame out some infrastructure, and tie it in with the city to have it kind of make sense. And San Diego itself is I've been mentioning this before, it's a very train-focused city, right? What's really nifty is the trams and the heavy rail are the same gauge. So I can't quite simulate that too well because of City Skylines restrictions, but if this was a modded playthrough, we could do it. So I think what we need to do instead is find a way to like creatively like bring a cargo rail, maybe run it alongside this for a hot second, and then maybe make it like elevated. I'm still kind of like on the fence, but like downtown San Diego literally just has trains running right through it, right? So it'd be fun to like maybe get a little bit of passenger train service, especially towards like the baseball diamond and stuff. I just don't really know how to like cross the downtown. And San Diego literally has like level crossings everywhere. So it's a little bit of like a traffic snarl sometimes. Okay, this kind of stops me from having to monologue for too long. Let's just switch it up, eh? Synthetic Dawn, here we go. So I'm going to try to figure that over the next few episodes, how to get the rails in. If you have any thoughts, I'm definitely all ears. So we'll do some trial and error, I think. I don't really feel like it'll be like done in one episode either. So ongoing thought process. And if time permits, I would also like to come back and kind of redo our Waterfront road. Not bad or anything, just I feel like I could use a version 2. And I wouldn't mind just a different configuration of some of the assets over here. Like a lot of the stuff is really cool for like, you know, version 1 on paper, but we got to fix some things here. All right, 2.5 minutes. That wasn't so bad, eh? Probably would have gone for longer for the music. All right, so because I was going to buy this tile. What is wrong with me? Because I like symmetry, I would have done the 9 tiles in a box, but thank God I came to my senses. So instead of a 9 tile box, we'll do the box minus this one, but we'll take this tile and buy that one. And that way we can try for a little bit of a border checkpoint with a 9 tile kind of vibe. If we decide to do 81 tile eventually, we could maybe push that further back, but kind of leaves the door open, which is nice. All right, so highway stuff. Oh my goodness. To be honest, highways are probably my favorite thing to do in City Skylines. I don't think I'm not bad. I'm not the greatest, you know. I ain't no Yumble right here, but I think highways are just really, really fun. And I've mentioned this before too, but just like the personal ongoing evolution of your own play style, as well as the play style of like the whole community. It was really fun in like real time watching people go from like, you know, single point, well, not even, what am I saying, like just like partial cloverleafs and like cloverleafs to like single point urban interchanges, diverging diamonds, double crossover, merging interchanges, you know? Come a long way. Yeah, it was around like 2016, I want to say. It wasn't too far, probably less even, into the game's development. And it was like all of a sudden, out of nowhere, you just had these like really big, fancy custom interchanges start making an appearance in the workshop. And I think it was Timbo, I want to say, started making, like Timbo, actually Flux Trance. Flux Trance was probably one of the most just like highway enthusiasts out there, eh? And there was a time, if you can imagine this too, this is a throwback and a half. I doubt he's even watching the content, but if he is, yo, what's up, man? Once upon a time, years and years and years ago, and this is like 2016 as well, I used to watch the Florida Department of Transportation and like those kind of YouTube channels in voice calls with like fresh popcorn and people. We sit there and be like, oh man, you seen this one, Jedi? I'm like, oh no, what's up? What are they building now, you know? And then, yeah, it's so fun watching like traffic engineers talk shop, you know, and you try to like recreate that in Skylines. Like that was fun, man. That's some good times back then. So nothing too crazy. Speaking of highways right now, nothing too crazy. It's just a little bit of a gently elevated highway here, moving into our industrial port area. A couple nifty interchanges, and this is really a very happy accident being able to build over top of this one. So this is kind of cool. I think we're going to continue. Yeah, my dude. We'll continue this along the waterfront and maybe just have like a support road on this side. And then, I don't know, man, we have to find a way to get like a highway interchange right through there. Fun and challenging. And then I think this would just come in like such, and then maybe bank downward like this. And that can kind of be just the very casual way in and out for truck traffic for the industrial sector. We'll probably want to come back through here in terraform, especially when we're putting in the very big buildings. This will look so much better on a flat spot. I'm convincing myself to do it right now. Give me a second here. And then the tile we just bought, interestingly enough, gave us some Industries DLC abilities. Let that person chit-chat for a hot second. But yeah, over here, we now have access to a little bit of farming, and we can throw in some forestry as well. And then those will tie into the Industries DLC, oversized factory buildings that we're going to put into our harbor and port area. And the size of those will look just so good in contrast to what we're up to right here. And I think it's a really fun challenge to try to get your Industries DLC to be functional. It's not a new DLC by any stretch of the imagination these days. It still feels kind of like it's semi-new, but it's really, really not. And I'd say it's one of those DLCs that I just have not fully mastered. And it's a very fun challenge trying to get all this stuff to balance. Especially if you tie that in with, like, say, like a cargo airport from the Airports DLC. Could be kind of cool to try all that stuff. This for me feels like it'd be a good candidate for a like a diamond interchange or diamond about or actual roundabout here, or a square about. We like shapes. Yeah, what if I just did like a casual diamond? I feel like the spacing isn't correct here. 1 second. So that's 3 tiles past the point. There you go. I feel like that's kind of it. Build a box around this. It's almost like one of these roads is like the littlest bit crooked, you know? Anyways, the key is, like, if you want to like build a roundabout, we've gone over this before. You build a box. The box is supposed to be symmetrical. Make it this way. Delete your inner roads. And we'll curve these. And we could have just gone with the swoosh instead of the line it up properly. That should just feel, yeah, a little bit faster. All right, not too bad. Not too bad at all. And so yeah, this is a highway interchange. So that kind of is like highway traffic taking you into the lower deck here. That'll help out a lot with this part of the city. We're going to be putting in another road that goes over the highway here that turns into a highway interchange. We still want to do this one over here as well. So we're really just spreading the traffic around multiple in and outs. So no bottlenecking. And somehow our city of 16,000 people is doing so well for traffic with just one real interchange. Like, that's kind of cool to me. Yeah, I'm happy. And then red, it doesn't necessarily mean it's bad. It just shows high volume. So as long as your vehicles aren't despawning, I think you're okay. This is kind of showing some slowdowns here because everyone's turning in front of each other. And like this kind of stuff, man. Like, give us, like, you know, traffic light control. I feel like the game, it's so good. It just needs a little bit more, eh? I'm sitting here, hold on, hope for the next DLC. Yeah, I feel like I would have bet money that Sunset Harbor was the last one, and then airports, and now pedestrians. Like, I don't even know what they have in store. All right, so I feel like this would go... It's one of the things too, like when the DLC comes out, in hindsight, you're like, oh man, of course we need, yeah, absolutely. But going into a DLC, you know, it's like, what do you need? What's missing? It's kind of a toughie. Okay, so let's try from here. We're just gonna meander in basically down like that, and we'll try to like properly interchange this. I just feel like we may need to bank sideways for a second. I don't know if we're going to go over top of the water here or not. Parallel road tool. That's what the game also needs. feel like I'm very critical of this game, but this really is a desert island game in its current state, especially. You always want more. That's the human condition, right? Never satisfied. That quest, the thirst for more, right? Okay, pillars are pretty well matched and lined up, especially from a vanilla perspective here. So I'm not going to stress too much trying to get them to be like perfect, perfect, perfect. Okay, that's... I'm going to try a little bit of movie magic here. I think I'm going to put this in first, just so I get the pillar spacing just right. We'll delete this segment, and then I think we're going to try to hand draw the last little bit, just so the flow is a little bit more even Steven here. Yeah, in Transport Fever, when you're going over top of a road, say like this, it'll move the pillars around for you when you're going over top of an obstacle. And that'd be kind of nice if we had that. Because, yeah, how do you... There is the way to do this. That's what's so frustrating, eh? Okay, just a little bit closer. Maybe take off the guidelines. I'm going to try to meander a bit here. So I usually do guidelines on for my first click, just so it's in line with the previous, and I'll turn this off now. And then wherever this ends up should be just the gentlest curve, but as it leaves right there, it's nice and straight still. We're getting there. Getting there. I think at this point I'll take what I can get, you know what I mean? There we go. Not the worst I've seen. We might be able to... Oops, going the wrong direction here. Might be able to sneak a little bit of the on and off ramps in to kind of like fix a bit of the jank in plain sight. Yeah, that's not too bad. Yeah, from the overhead, that's not too bad at all. And then I think we'll probably put a little bit of density in this part near the elevated highway. And then just keep like a housing sprawl throughout the other pocket. And then I think we'll keep this open too. Almost like a little makeshift oasis. Maybe we can make a little pond in there as well. That's a fun challenge. All right, so slope this part. So I'm going to right click to set the heights. And we'll left click and we'll drag upwards. And that'll make a nice slope through here. And then I think we're going to need to come back probably next episode with some key walls. And we'll just put a bit more of the framing in first. See what needs room and that kind of stuff. And then we'll probably do some adjustments. Oh, if that could go... That'd be really cool, actually, if we could just go straight in. I don't know if the game will let us, though, eh? Just kind of flow with the lane a bit. Oh, there you go. I think we would keep the traffic light maybe just from like a traffic break perspective, but it's just a little crooked, eh? It's not bad though. Yeah, I feel like if we back up the segment length and just do one longer piece, it might, yeah, just fix a little bit of that crookedness. Now what's happening is one lane is going to be to turn left and then one to turn right. I was hoping for two to turn right. So we'll do that. And then this one, just kind of come up like that. Oh, actually that's very handy. And I think we just need the one lane for the exit. One becoming two should be okay. All right, just gently curve this over. Packing our patience for sure for this one. Oh, that's really nice. Yeah, that's not bad at all. And then we'll do the other side coming in here. Does that dip a little bit down? No, I think it's okay. Ideally, that pillar would be like the littlest bit higher, but I don't think we're going to get any more luck with that. So to not overly complicate things, I'm actually tempted to maybe put a street that just kind of goes underneath. And then if that one can maybe like follow a bit of this, as kind of like a support road. Oh, bonus. Bonus, 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 bonus. No, the pillars. I think we can fix that, eh? That's such a happy accident having this thing go over top like this. I feel like we can make this work. Yeah, genuinely highway stuff. I like this a lot, eh? Oh, don't you dare. Don't you dare. If we get as close as possible, I feel like we might be able to pull this off. Losing confidence here. No, unfortunately not going to happen. The only way this would happen is if we got rid of one of the roads, yeah. Just not enough space, eh? Well, that is fine. I'm going to keep this, and we'll keep the side road going. And then maybe... No, other doesn't exist the way. It would just take probably the end of the episode, to be honest with you, trying to reconfigure this just enough space to fit in what we're trying to do. But in terms of like density and scale and stuff, no problem to scale down this side and not have that main road go through. No issues there. Okay, build that across, build that out. And then maybe we don't bridge. Maybe we, or like go far over the lane. Maybe we just do a little gentle through here. These are the kind of moments where I don't want to rush them because we'll end up having to come back, you know, and redo this stuff. So if we could just take a few extra seconds now, get this to a point where we're happy, I'd be feeling good. And really, especially in this game, it is just about avoiding bottleneck. So if we can give our Sims a few other options to get through some neighborhoods, that is also good news. Okay, there's that. This now can go nice and straight in. And then just a little high-speed connector. Maybe we can connect this, eh? Maybe. No, it's this pillar here. I don't know why I'm so sold. I feel like there is, you know what I mean? Game, I'm going to ask for this one time here, okay? Can't ask for the one time too often, because then you start abusing it, you know? But just one time here. One time, okay? What do you need from me? Maybe that's the way. That's the way. That is, yep. I'm with you. Okay, that's a little bit too tall. That's the way. Perfect. Trial and error. Gets us there in the end. I feel like the old me, if you go back to like the original playlist days, I probably would have spent the time, to like reconfigure this. And I'll be on my 37th attempt. Be like, all right, guys, just one more try. I think we got it this time. All we're going to do is X, Y, and Z. Everyone's like, oh my goodness. I'll see you next episode, buddy. Hopefully you get it. I remember we would have like half episodes in the old series where it was just like infrastructure adjustments, you know? Oh, I keep thinking we're doing like a left-hand drive city right now for some reason. It's not how traffic works, my friend. I don't know why, but I have had this urge to drive on like a UK road or like anywhere that drives on the other side just to kind of see what it's like. Even sitting in like a different driver's seat, you know? I have no idea why, but that just kind of fascinates me and calls to me lately. Okay, that is, yeah, I'm happy with that. Good final iteration. We got to find a way to get the on and off happening here, though, eh? I think we're going to do like the LA approach where we'll just kind of like sneak. Oh, that's cool. Oh, yeah, eh? And then let's make this a one-way road. Jetting across. That's the other thing I want to make sure we're doing a bit more of, guys, is I want to use some one-way roads in the downtown. We just have a few in, and I feel like we're losing sight of the mission objective here, which is one-ways everywhere. The meandering San Francisco approach. Yeah, you'll see it's very common, especially on the western, I shouldn't say western cities, because New York's a great example of one-ways done well. But you get to a point where like you just can't really make your roads any wider. You can only redesign them so often, right? So if space is your factor, a one-way road is the solution. Because that way you can have like dedicated transit, a dedicated parking lane, you get better traffic flow. It's a little bit less sequence for your timing for your lights because it's a little bit more straightforward. You can end up with some cool slip lanes. You can turn left on a red if the conditions allow it. The same way you can turn right on a red. Not a lot of people even know that one. That's cool when done correctly. All right, that's really nice, eh? I like this a lot. We're 20 minutes into this episode. Oh my gosh. Oh my goodness. There's nothing getting done today. The realization that you only have yourself to blame. No, that's not true. I do feel like I am kind of hard on myself, but like progress is always being made. And that makes me happy, So let's bank this in. And really, who plays this game to be in a rush, eh? Like, what are you doing, really? This game is meant to kind of throw on, end of the day, put on some good tracks. You might listen to an in-game soundtrack. Maybe you're sitting back eating some dinner, It's just kind of one of those games. You can watch the game, you can play the game, you can think about the game, you can watch other people play the game. It really is that just, it's evergreen, it's for everyone. I love that. And the fact that we all play and just have a bit of a different kind of thought on getting stuff done, I love it. That's so fun. Who had that on their bingo card, eh? Imperial Jedi, long-winded speech about how he loves the game. Got it. Bingo. Man. I hope I'm not predictable in a bad way. I hope you'd be like, oh, of course Imperial would do that. That's sweet boy, Not like, oh, dear God, this poor boy. Folks, I swear. Thank God healthcare is free in Canada, right? Teams of doctors working around the clock trying to figure out what it is that's wrong with me. No. I just have a zest for life, that's all. Hope you do too. Objectively, there's a lot of reasons to kind of throw in the towel, But I am one of those people where the glass is half full. Forever and always, man. Excelsior, That silver lining, it does exist. And life is about that perspective too. So if you're having some some rainy days or something, you'll appreciate the sunshine when it comes even more because you've been through the rainy days. All right, so some lane mathematics right here. We're breaking down from 2 into 1 and 1. And this will just kind of sneak up and over and flow with our directional. Yeah, life is that perspective, It's the balance and all that stuff, right? But yeah, no matter what, like we're in this together. Right? I know we're just kind of like internet strangers, you know what I mean? But, if you're having a hard day, I'm here for you. We've been there before. Okay, and Q, who had this on their bingo card? And Q, 20 minutes of Imperial fandangling with the old highway right here, eh? Yeah, exactly. Get out of here. Okay, so let's go from, say, here down. Do our best to kind of line up the pillars here. I think that's enough height to get up and through. The hard part, strangely, is there's not really enough room for like a pillar in the middle here. And so that, unless I'm going at like a good angle, it's going to be a hard one here. Yeah. Oh, there it is. There it is. There it is. Yeah. Oh, you... Let me, hang on here 1 second. Let me take this apart, build this in a different order. Can always change that flow. Not terrible. I actually kind of like there's a little bit of that gentle bend to it. And then this one would just come in nicely like that. There's definitely something to be said about making beautiful symmetrical highways. Like if you watch Yumble's videos, like you know what I'm talking about, right? But I think there's also something to be said about just having a very gentle little like human touch almost to it, where things are a little bit imperfect. You can tell that, the train maybe got in the way a little bit. Makes it feel kind of real in a sense. Oh, celebrated too early. What is your issue right here? I think it's the pillar. What is your major malfunction? So can this be brought back like a quarter stretch? I think it could be. Take off the guidelines, but... So let's say about... Oh dear. Take off the guidelines. Say about there. Okay. Eyeball this one best we can. So I'm just looking at the time again here. I feel like we'll probably have to just literally continue next episode with a thought process of this one. I don't think enough is going to get done. Oh, perfect. Much better. And then if you could lower this, we're going to take some extra time here. We're already, we know what we're up to. Time budget's gone. So yeah, our waterfront reconstruction, we'll do that next episode. That's okay. All right, and then I think for the last little bit, let's just tunnel underneath. Make that easier. Easier on us all, eh? There is something to be said about the super stacks. I like those a lot. Oh, that's two-way traffic, you goof. Oh, that's nice. Now we'll just do the old check to make sure it kind of fits the size and the flow of like the other interchange. Yeah, that looks nice. I think the right kind of like arms too. Yeah, it's not too bad. That's cool actually. So yeah, this part. Oh man, how do we get this rest of this talking? So I feel like we'd have maybe a way in like this. And coming up. Sorry guys, my poor voice here. Take off your guidelines. Follow the same curve if we can. Some curve appeal. You're like, that's not what that means. I know. Okay, and then that's your high speed in. Not a lot of highway real estate, so in reality, I don't think a lot of people are going to use this. But if it maybe helps you get to your workplace a little bit faster, I think you can see it happening. But what I'm trying to say though is I don't mind this is like an unconventional interchange because I'm not expecting it to be like just insane amounts of traffic. This should be hopefully manageable. And then if anything, we're going to spread like where the on and offs are, so there's no bottleneck in that sense. Ooh, up and over, yeah. Just makes it a little bit more fun and unique, you know? And then I think we'll match this side like that too. Yeah, there you go. And there you go. And that one can also have a little high speeder. Oh, and a little bend to it. Cool. Cool, cool, cool. I like that. So, we'll keep this as a wider lane here just for the sake of traffic. And I think a traffic light on one portion of this. Just to kind of create like a bit of a safer break in traffic for it's actually, you know what, let's go for it. Let's see what that looks like. I like that. Unconventional, but kind of cool at the same time. All right, so this curve right here feels like it's a little bit too sharp now. And if we can, let's maybe start moving, just so we said we did it. Let's start moving some of the utilities over. Yeah, that's better. Let's connect these two up. Brittany Street. And then I feel like this would just kind of, yeah, nice 45 in there. Like I said, we'll save this for next episode. And then this would come in here. Some really, really, really good spots now in the middle right here for some Industries DLC. That fills the grid in. That's nice. This comes down. Nice. Yeah. So yeah, picture in here. We're going to put down the extremely large factories. I don't have any unlocked right now, but these will be located in this tab right here. And these will be related to Industries DLC custom zones. So we'll have to go ahead and make our own little district, get the levels going up. If you hit the right level, you unlock one of these bad boys. So that'll be kind of fun. And the size of them is just, it's literally amazing. The biggest one probably occupies like this whole space. So from a vanilla building perspective, it is really, really, really cool. And even some of like the, the large warehouse, right? Like this is awesome stuff for the waterfront harbor, And then we have to think of a way to like bring the train through here as well. There's just so much to do. Yeah, so like somewhere down here would be like a cargo train station. And then coming in and through all this, we're going to have some like level crossings and make it all work. But I just feel like for today's episode, we are just out of time. So this will have to be for like the next thought process. But I do want to put down just like a couple things here just to say that we did it. And so I need something, this is so silly. I need something that's in line with the city. And I don't want to like get rid of that little rock outcropping if possible. It looks kind of nice. So we'll just literally do this. And then now we've got a road that's symmetrical. We'll switch over to some industry because that's a nice looking road set. Nice. And then I'm going to bring in a set of utility wires just temporarily. Yeah, guys, there is a little bit of time. I think at this pace, I've been basically like waking up early, trying to get an episode out, and then just doing like a stream or something kind of whatever after. So if you have any comments, I'm starting to get a little bit more caught up in real time. So there's only like 1 or 2 episodes in between now. So if you have any thoughts on trains, I am all ears right now. And I think this is going to be like a good trial and error period too. Feels like that's kind of the vibe these days, right? All right, so what's a downtown polluter? We can get rid of this bad boy. I swear, one of our streets needs to be called like Bad Boy Avenue at this point. And then garbage, yeah. So incinerators close-ish to the highway, actually. Let's go down here. Pollution, we'll have to be careful. I don't think it's that much of an issue if we play our cards just right, but unsightly purple pollution. Try to minimize those zones if possible, eh? Yeah, if your garbage has really close access to the highway, it will basically have really good access to your whole city. That's kind of the thought. Did we only have 2? Oh, no, we had 4. There you go. That's what I thought. So next episode, we'll move some more stuff over. I'll see how the rails end up. But I think we should start trying to figure out the rails before we get too far into the downtown meta. And I'm not opposed, really I'm not, to some level crossings everywhere. I think it could be the right thing if done correctly. All right, well, 33 minutes, what can I tell you? Time never on our side. Very nifty. I think this worked out very nice. Very casual, simplistic in nature, but looks like it's going to be very functional. A little bit of room for improvement as well. We can throw in some trees and that kind of stuff. We already have a few customers, which is nice. Yeah, I think, yeah, this is a nice little fun interchange here. All over the place. It's got some symmetry to it, which is kind of cool too. The curves are beautiful. Real cities have curves. Yeah, I kind of like all that. So onwards and upwards. A lot to do next episode because I feel like, enough was done, but not enough was done this episode. Oh my goodness, the ongoing struggle. Anyway, you're wonderful. I appreciate you hanging out with me. We are 9 episodes in. I'll see you in episode number 10. Drink some water because it's good for you. Extends your life, all that good jazz. And thank you very much, guys, for the help. It's been really fun. This is one of my favorite series so far. I feel like the momentum is just really rolling on this, and it's so good to see so many of you in the comments section that I haven't seen in ages. I know you're still watching the content. You're a whispering warrior, but when you guys do comment, and I hope this maybe makes you say a little quick hello to me, it's nice to see you. Otherwise, that's it. Happy building. Take care of yourselves, and I'll see you again. Thanks for stopping by.